Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the BS Coins world. Today, we have something really exciting for you, especially if you're a fan of coins and their incredible values. We're talking about a rare coin that could be worth up to a staggering $1 million, and it might be sitting in your pocket right now. Yes, I'm talking about the 2016 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Before we dive into why this penny is worth so much, let's start with the basics. You're probably familiar with pennies. They're one of the most common coins in circulation, and we've all seen countless numbers of them. But what makes the 2016 no-mint Mark penny stand out? First, let's talk about the mint mark. For those of you who might not be coin collectors or history buffs, the mint mark is the small letter on a coin that indicates which U.S. mint produced it. For example, if you look at most pennies, you'll see a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But here's where things get interesting. On the 2016 penny, there is a rare version that has no mint mark at all. This is where the story of this penny begins. In 2016, there was an issue at the Philadelphia Mint where a batch of pennies was struck without the usual mint mark. Most of these coins were released into circulation unnoticed by the public, but some sharp-eyed collectors started spotting them. Now you might be wondering, why is this such a big deal? Well, the lack of a mint mark makes these coins incredibly rare, and in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. But it's not just the rarity that makes this penny worth so much. It's the fact that it's an anomaly in the production process. To understand this significance, we need to look at how coins are made. The U.S. Mint operates a highly controlled system to ensure every coin is properly minted. The mint marks are typically added to the coins at specific points in the production line. For this 2016 penny, a mistake occurred that led to the mint marks being omitted entirely on a few thousand coins. This kind of mistake is incredibly rare. Since no mint mark is usually found on pennies from Philadelphia, many collectors and numismatists believe that these coins were struck in very limited numbers, possibly only a few hundred to a few thousand in total. This error has sent the world of coin collecting into a frenzy. Now, let's talk about how much these pennies are actually worth. When you think of a penny, you probably think of it being worth just 1 cent. But not this one. Some of these 2016 no-mint mark pennies have been sold for thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, one penny sold for $1 million at a high-profile auction. That's right, $1 million for a penny that was originally worth just 1 cent. How does a penny go from being worth 1 cent to $1 million? It all comes down to demand. Coin collectors and investors are constantly on the lookout for rare and unique coins, and the 2016 no-mint mark penny fits the bill perfectly. Its rarity, combined with the story behind it, makes it a must-have for serious collectors. But here's the thing, finding one of these pennies isn't easy. Many of the 2016 no-mint mark pennies were circulated, meaning they're out there in the wild, mixed in with regular pennies. If you're hoping to find one in your spare change, the odds are slim, but they're not impossible. If you want to start looking for these rare pennies, it's all about being vigilant. Check the 2016 pennies you come across closely. If there's no mint mark on the reverse side, you might just have a winner on your hands. Of course, it's important to verify that your 2016 penny is the real deal. To do that, you should take it to a professional numismatist or a coin grading service. They'll be able to authenticate the coin and determine its exact condition, which plays a huge role in its value. Speaking of condition, the grade of the coin is crucial when it comes to its value. A 2016 no-mint mark penny in perfect condition, known as MS-70, could fetch a lot more than one in circulated or damaged condition. Coins with higher grades are far more desirable to collectors, so if you find one in mint condition, you're holding on to something potentially worth a fortune. But how do you go about selling your 2016 no mint mark penny if you're lucky enough to find one. Well, you can sell it at an auction house, to a private collector, or even through online platforms that specialize in rare coins. Just be sure to work with reputable dealers or auctioneers to get the best price for your treasure. So what's the takeaway here? The 2016 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a rare and valuable coin that could be worth as much as $1 million, depending on its condition and provenance. If you find one in your spare change, you could be holding on to a piece of history and potentially a small fortune. I hope you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin and its potential value. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. You never know who might have a rare penny sitting in their pocket right now. We're diving into something truly exciting: the rare and valuable 1988 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. You may think that a penny is just a penny, but this particular coin has stunned experts and collectors alike with its extraordinary market value. Imagine finding a coin that could be worth over $1 million. Stick around to find out how this happened and why the 1988 no-mint Mark penny is one of the most sought-after coins in the world today. So, let's start with the basics. In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies, all carrying the familiar D Mint mark from the Denver Mint or S Mint mark from the San Francisco Mint. However, there was an extremely rare batch of 1988 pennies that were struck without a mint mark. These errors, or what some call mule coins, are the reason behind the $1 million price tag that has stunned collectors. Typically, every coin produced by the U.S. Mint has a mint mark to show where it was produced. This allows the mint to track and record production numbers, which is important for keeping up with the coin supply. But in 1988, a small number of pennies were struck without any mint mark, which was completely unexpected. Now, you may be wondering why a coin with such a small flaw could be worth so much money. Well, rarity plays a huge role in coin value, and these no-mint marked 1988 pennies are incredibly rare. As of now, there are only a few known examples of these pennies, and their discovery has sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Coin experts estimate that only a handful of these 1988 no-mint marked pennies exist. So, the scarcity alone makes them highly valuable. But there's more to the story. The discovery of the 1988 no-mint mark penny was actually a stroke of luck. It wasn't a coin that was actively sought after by collectors in the beginning. In fact, it wasn't until the early 2000s that collectors started to notice the error. Most of these coins were probably lost in circulation, and many likely sat unnoticed in people's coin jars or pocket change for years. The first notable instance of a 1988 no-mint mark penny being sold occurred in 2004, when a coin sold for $100,000. As more people became aware of these error pennies, their value skyrocketed. In recent years, a 1988 no-mint mark penny was sold at auction for an astounding $1.1 million. Cut to a zoom in on a penny under a magnifying glass, showing the missing mint mark. Oh, how did this happen? Why was the mint mark missing? There's still a bit of mystery surrounding the exact cause of the error, but the most accepted explanation is that it was due to a die malfunction at the U.S. Mint. Dies are the tools used to strike designs onto coins, and if a die isn't properly prepared or damaged, it can result in a missing or incorrect mint mark. In the case of the 1988 no-mint mark penny, it's likely that some of the dies used to strike the pennies simply did not have the mint mark on them, or the mint mark was accidentally omitted during production. Because the error was so rare and so few coins were produced, they were quickly snapped up by collectors once they were discovered. Cut to a close-up of a regular 1988 penny with a mint mark, then zoom in on the no mint mark version. Identifying a 1988 no mint mark penny is relatively straightforward, but it's important to know what you're looking for. A regular 1988 penny will either have a D Mint mark, which stands for the Denver Mint, or an S Mint mark, which stands for the San Francisco Mint. But the 1988 no mint mark penny will have no mint mark at all. Check the reverse side of your penny, just below the date, where the mint mark should be located. If it's missing, you may have stumbled upon a potentially valuable error coin. Cut to a shot of a coin appraiser examining a 1988 penny with a magnifying glass. So how much is your 1988 no mint mark penny worth? Well, the value depends on the coin's condition, rarity, and demand from collectors. The current market value of a 1988 no mint mark penny can range from hundreds of thousands of dollars to over $1 million. If you happen to find one in pristine condition, especially if it has been graded by a professional organization like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, you could be holding a true treasure. Remember, the key to these rare coins' value is their rarity and condition, so don't forget to check your pennies and have them properly assessed. That's it for today's deep dive into the 1988 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. If you've learned something new or discovered a rare coin in your collection, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and information. And remember, you never know what treasure might be waiting in your pocket change. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins from the 1990s, the 1995 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. A penny that could be worth over $1.2 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stick with me, and let's uncover the truth behind this incredible coin. You might just have a small fortune sitting in your change jar. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on rare coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Now, let's get into it. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1995 no mint mark penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, these pennies have undergone a few design changes over the years. We've seen the original wheat reverse, the transition to the memorial reverse in 1959, and the more modern shield reverse starting in 2010. But no matter the design, the Lincoln penny has always been a symbol of American history, and it's probably the most common coin you've found in your pocket change. But did you know that some Lincoln pennies are worth far more than just their 1-cent face value? Let's get to the star of the show, the 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, most of us are familiar with the mint mark on U.S. coins. It indicates where the coin was struck, either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. However, in 1995, something strange happened. In 1995, the Philadelphia Mint accidentally released a number of Lincoln pennies with no mint mark at all. Normally, pennies struck in Philadelphia carry no mint mark, but this was a strange anomaly. Some collectors began to notice that certain pennies from that year were missing the mint mark entirely, while others had the usual D4 Denver or the S4 San Francisco. The mystery of the no mint mark coin started gaining attention, and so began the frenzy. Host looks excited, sitting in front of a large chart showing values of different 1995 Lincoln pennies. So, why is this particular 1995 penny worth so much? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, error, and demand among collectors. Host gestures to a chart with the text, 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny, alongside a pile of regular pennies. The 1995 no mint mark penny is an error coin, and as with many other rare coin errors, collectors are willing to pay a premium for something that's rare. While the mint usually strikes coins in a controlled environment, this error slipped through the cracks. It wasn't intentional, but it's what makes this penny so valuable today. The error is quite rare, with only a small number of these no mint mark pennies ever being found. Host places several pennies on a table, guiding the viewers on how to identify the 1995 no-mint mark penny. Now, you may be wondering how to spot this elusive penny. Well, here are the key things to look for. First, it has to be from 1995. That's the year this error occurred. Next, flip the coin over and look for the mint mark. If there is no mint mark present, you've found one of the rare ones. But remember, it has to be from the right year, and it needs to have no mint mark at all. If you find a 1995 penny with a D or an S, then it's just a regular coin. The key here is the absence of any mint mark. Host displays a side-by-side comparison of the 1995 no mint mark and a normal 1995 penny with a mint mark. So what's the real value of a 1995 no mint mark penny? While it might seem impossible, the value of these coins has been known to reach as high as $1.2 million. Yes, $1.2 million. Of course, that's for the highest grade examples, those that have been well preserved and graded by professional coin graders like PCGS or NGC. But not every 1995 no mint mark penny will fetch that kind of price. For a more typical coin in decent condition, you might see values range from $500 to $1,000, depending on the coin's condition and rarity. A coin that's worn or heavily circulated won't command the same kind of price as one that is in mint condition. If you think you might have one of these valuable coins, you're probably wondering where to sell it or how to buy one. There are a few places where you can buy or sell rare coins like this. Online auction sites like eBay often have listings for these rare pennies. But if you're serious about selling or buying high-value coins, it's a good idea to work with reputable dealers or auction houses. Also, make sure to have your coin professionally graded by a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can significantly increase the value of your coin. Now, while the 1995 no mint mark penny is one of the most famous and valuable error coins from the 1990s, it's not the only rare Lincoln penny worth looking out for. There are other pennies with errors that could also be worth a lot of money, such as the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die, and the 1970s small date penny. So there you have it. The 1995 no mint mark penny, a small coin with a huge potential value. If you happen to find one of these rare pennies in your change jar, it could be worth a fortune. But remember, the value really depends on the condition and how rare the coin is. Always get it professionally graded before jumping into any transactions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more great content about rare coins and collectibles. Have you found any rare coins in your pocket change? We're diving deep into one of the most exciting coins out there, the 2002 Lincoln penny. This coin has a history and a value that might surprise you. So grab a seat and let's explore how this small penny could potentially be worth over $1.3 million. Let's start with a quick overview. The 2002 Lincoln penny, like most pennies, was minted by the United States Mint. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, which is the front side of the coin, and a memorial on the reverse. The D mint mark indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint. Simple, right? But here's where it gets interesting. While most 2002 D pennies are worth just 1 cent, a select few have become incredibly valuable due to certain rare traits. Let's break down what makes these pennies so special, and why they can fetch prices that would make any collector's jaw drop. On the surface, the 2002 D penny looks like any other penny. However, a small group of these coins have an error that makes them incredibly rare and valuable. You see, in 2002, there was a significant minting mistake that only affected a handful of pennies. The error is called a double die obverse, which means the design on the front of the coin was accidentally stamped twice. This double die error causes the image of Abraham Lincoln and the inscriptions to appear doubled or blurred. It's especially noticeable on the word Liberty, the date, and the mint mark. This mistake occurred at the Denver Mint, and it's believed that only a small number of these misprinted coins were made. That's why they're so valuable. Now, let's talk about how you can identify this rare 2002 double die Lincoln penny. If you have a 2002 penny and you're wondering if it's worth more than just a cent, here's what to look for. First, inspect the word Liberty. On a regular 2002 penny, the letters should be sharp and clear. On a double die penny, the letters will appear blurry or even doubled. Check the date as well. If you notice any doubling or a ghost image of the numbers, it could be the real deal. Also, pay attention to the mint mark. On the rare error coins, the D will look more distorted than usual. These characteristics are what make the 2002 Lincoln penny with the double die error so unique. So why is this coin worth a whopping $1.3 million? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. There are only a few of these 2002 double die pennies in existence, and their condition plays a huge role in determining their value. A penny in excellent, uncirculated condition, with minimal wear, can be worth much more than a well-worn example. One of the most famous sales of a 2002 double die penny took place at an auction where the coin sold for over $1.3 million. That's right, a single penny. So what makes these pennies so valuable beyond just the minting error? The market for rare coins is driven by collectors, investors, and enthusiasts who are willing to pay top dollar for items with historical significance and rarity. The 2002 Lincoln penny with the double die error is a perfect example of this. Rare coins often become more valuable over time as fewer examples are available, and collectors' demand increases. But finding a 2002 penny in such pristine condition isn't easy. The chances of stumbling upon one at your local bank or in circulation are incredibly slim. That's why coin dealers, collectors, and online marketplaces are the primary sources for these types of rare coins. If you think you might have found one of these rare 2002 double die pennies, don't get too excited just yet. You'll need to authenticate the coin first. The best way to do that is by taking it to a professional coin grading service. Companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, specialize in grading and authenticating coins. Once the coin is graded, they'll determine its condition, and you'll get an official grade. Higher grades mean more value. A coin in excellent or mint state could be worth far more than a coin with any wear or damage. So there you have it. The 2002 Lincoln penny with the double die error is one of the rarest and most valuable coins in existence. It may seem like just a small piece of change, but with the right conditions, it could be worth a fortune. If you're a coin collector or just someone looking to learn more about rare finds, make sure to keep an eye out for these pennies. Who knows? You might just discover a hidden treasure in your pocket change. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this information helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin-related content. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let me know in the comments below. We're diving into something truly special in the world of coin collecting. You might have heard rumors about the 1989 Abraham Lincoln penny being worth a small fortune, but today we'll be exploring the truth behind these whispers. Could the 1989 penny, without a mint mark, really be worth $1 million? Let's find out. Now, let's start by talking about the 1989 penny in general. If you've spent any time looking through your coin collection, or even just casually browsing your pocket change, you've probably come across a 1989 penny. The design is familiar. On the front, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, and on the reverse, the classic Union Shield design that has become so synonymous with the penny in recent years. But here's where it gets interesting. If you take a closer look at your penny, you might notice something peculiar, or rather, the lack of something. Many of the 1989 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, but there's one thing missing: the mint mark. If a coin was minted in Philadelphia, it typically doesn't feature a mint mark, unlike those from Denver or San Francisco, which are marked with a D or S. But why is this absence so significant? In 1989, the United States Mint was in the process of modernizing its facilities and refining its operations. While most pennies from that year have either the D mint mark for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia, there's a very small number of 1989 pennies that were accidentally struck in Philadelphia with a no mint mark, creating an unexpected rarity. This error is not just a casual mistake, it's a rare and highly coveted anomaly in the world of coin collecting. Collectors and experts alike have begun to take notice of these rare 1989 no mint mark pennies, and the market value for them has surged in recent years. While most of the 1989 pennies in circulation are worth just 1 cent, this specific variety can command quite a hefty price tag. To understand the potential value of this rare 1989 penny, let's take a moment to appreciate the rarity of minting errors in general. When the U.S. Mint makes a mistake, like a wrong mint mark or a misstruck coin, it makes that particular coin much more valuable. These coins are sometimes referred to as error coins or variety coins, and they attract attention from serious collectors, numismatists, and even investors. Now, let's talk about the big question: how much is a 1989 no mint mark penny worth? You may be surprised to learn that the current market value for these rarities can reach up to $1 million, depending on the coin's condition and provenance. The prices of error coins can fluctuate, but certain high-grade examples have been sold at auctions for astronomical amounts. For example, a 1989 penny in near-perfect condition, verified to have no mint mark, can fetch a price upwards of $1 million at auction. So what makes these coins so valuable? The key factors are rarity, condition, and demand. The number of these error pennies in circulation is extremely limited. They were only accidentally produced in small numbers, and many of them have been lost, damaged, or simply overlooked. If you happen to find one in good condition, you could be holding on to a treasure worth far more than its face value. But how do you know if you have a 1989 no mint mark penny? Well, here are a few tips to help you spot one. First, check for the absence of a mint mark on the reverse side. Next, closely inspect the overall condition of the coin. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are the most valuable, so make sure to handle any potential finds with care. If you think you have one of these rare 1989 pennies, it's a good idea to get it graded by a professional coin grading service. Grading assesses the coin's condition on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades meaning greater value. A well-graded 1989 no mint mark penny, especially one in mint state, can greatly increase its worth. Another factor to keep in mind is the market for error coins. The demand for these unique pieces has grown in recent years, especially with the rise of online auction platforms and coin-selling websites. This has allowed collectors from all over the world to access rare coins and has helped drive prices to new heights. But this story isn't just about the 1989 penny. Error coins have a fascinating history. Coins like the 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double die penny have also sold for hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, even millions of dollars. These coins are proof that in the world of coin collecting, sometimes mistakes are worth a fortune. So there you have it. The 1989 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a true rarity and could be worth up to $1 million if you happen to find one in excellent condition. If you're a coin enthusiast or even just curious about the world of numismatics, the next time you go through your pocket change, you might just be holding on to a small fortune. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you found this story of the 1989 no-mint mark penny as fascinating as I did. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow coin collectors. And remember, the next penny you find might just be $1 million coin.